Jackson Hinkle. What happened to no more neocons? Israel and Ukraine first, America last. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, no. Fucking told you. The left was not delusional. Trump's been in power already. We know exactly what he's like and what he's gonna do. And honestly, I don't know how much all of them are true believers, but if you profoundly believe that Donald Trump was going to effectively hurt billionaires, you're delusional. So I'm not sure if you're aware of Infrared, Haas, and Jackson Hinkle. Jackson Hinkle is the #1 political account on the Nazi app known formerly as Twitter. And Jackson Hinkle rose to fame and infamy for a variety of reasons, being a bit of a clown, being laughed at, and like Donald Trump, a lot of people kept laughing at his just like hardcore insecure misogyny and racism and anti-Semitism, all the way to the point where October 7th happens and Jackson Hinkle starts to do a full I am the #1 source for anti-Zionist news. He happens to be one of the people who is both anti-Zionist and anti-Jewish. He's very anti-Semitic, and he's also a monster hypocrite. In the past, he has said that he's proud of the alliances between Benjamin Netanyahu and, say, Vladimir Putin. He's pro-Russia. He's definitely pro what they call like the World War Z movement or the Z movement, the people who believe that Russia is one of the key components to ushering in a multipolar global domination, stuff like that. Haas has been doing the same thing, but to way less success. He unfortunately did not see the explosion that Jackson Hinkle has. Where Jackson Hinkle now is very, very successful, very well paid. He gets thousands and thousands of viewers on Rumble. He's I think more popular. Rumble's hard to judge metrics by because their numbers are so broken, but he is so monstrously popular on a lot of his streaming platforms that he's still allowed on. He's been kicked off of some of the mainstream ones because of, you know, the racism and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and shit like that, but he still had a lot of success. Hasn't, and so far has tried to kind of like pivot to becoming a quasi-Trump aligned MAGA communist. Has decided he would go on the Tim Pool show to try and spread the idea of MAGA communism. They laughed him out of the room. Not literally, like he did the full show, but like if you look at the comments on that episode and just read what the Tim Pool fans were saying, they just destroyed this dude. Because he's two different people, right? When he's by himself, he's got his own mic. He can talk into the microphone like this all the time. He can turn up his gain, and he can seem very commanding and tall and high of stature and high of height and be very, very domineering. And that's why he loves to do his own streams. And he used to be one of the debate lords, the tanky debate lord, what he used to call himself. Anyways, we lost Haz. He got kicked off of Twitch, and he was one of the funniest newer political figures that I've come across, mostly because of just the deeply, deeply embarrassing insecurity that he has as a person, and it would manifest itself all the time, and he would just have these epic like meltdowns and freakouts. And he also tried to start doing dating shows. That's where the two-hole theory comes from, and hilarious, amazing stuff. Anyways, he has formed what he calls the ACP, the American Communist Party, and the American Communist Party has aligned itself with the Trumpers in the same way. Like, his argument is that lefties are basically they, them, cucks, and soy-infused AOC Democrats, and that's what the left is. And he loves to make fun of the left, and they're not real communists. He's the real communist. He is leading the army of the Tankies forward and all that stuff. Yes, he was calling himself Ra's al Ghul and talking about how he wanted his own Talia. I guess he hadn't read the comics, not realizing that he actually was saying that he wanted to fuck his own daughter. But again, funny. The man is honestly, he's an Alex Jones tier, deeply, deeply hilarious human in that, like, he does a lot of shit that is really, really funny. And he posted this, and when he posted this, I said words have no meaning anymore, because he said the Democrats lost, the communists won, and this is, I guess, AI art of himself working out, wearing the ACP sweatshirt while dog walking the Democrats, who are little baby puppies, kind of stuff. And so now, as you might expect, now that Trump has shown that he's going to be appointing a war cabinet of very, very pro-Israeli members who are definitely going to be doing everything in their power to destroy and eliminate Palestine and Palestinians from the face of the earth. That is no surprise to anyone who was watching and listening to the things that Trump not only said, but did in his first term. The guy was never anti-war, okay? So for the Glenn Greenwalds, the Matt Taibbis, everyone out there who was promoting that idea, I know that, like, you can't trust anything they say anymore. Matt Taibbi has completely disgraced himself. For Elon Musk, of all people, that sucks. That's a profoundly sad person to debase yourself. But either way, Glenn Greenwald is going to enjoy, I think, a permanent fixture as a person who does not live in America, who lives in Brazil, but continuously pushes for, hey, it's the Democrats and the liberals that are the scariest, thing operating, and they are the censors, and I care only about free speech, even though Elon Musk has, since he's come to power, actually acquiesced or given in to a lot of other countries' requests for censorship. Elon Musk is a censorship queen. Like, the guy loves censoring people. You cannot imagine a bigger space Karen, all right? From first showing us all that how thin-skinned he was by censoring all the journalists who were basically reporting on the fact that he had banned an account that tracked his not real-time assassination coordinates, but just were using publicly available information to determine where his private jet was flying. Well, he banned that account. And then journalists who were reporting on it saying he just banned an account that was using publicly available information. And again, if you don't believe me that it was publicly available, the people who want to say that he was like doxing Elon Musk, he wasn't. The serial number for Elon Musk's private jet was available simply by looking at a photo that was on the front page of a major newspaper. If you put that information into a flight tracking website and used it, you could find out where Elon Musk was flying from place to place, at which point, when you revealed that information, that would be hours from where Elon Musk was at any time. But he tried to pitch a whole story that he was being targeted, he was being targeted for assassination, that people like Matt Binder and other people who reported on it were basically doxing him. All lies, but again, the truth doesn't matter to any of them. They lie about this shit all the time. So anyways, they're now reckoning with the fact that, holy shit, Midwestern Marks, Trump's early cabinet appointments show that he's swimming in the swamp that he promised to drain. What? In the Knesset speech, GOP's Elise Stefanik calls for unrestricted U.S. war aid to Israel. Could have seen this coming. Agree, 100%, 100%, 100%. I'm in on it. You're in on it, huh? Your father filled the cabinet with swamp monsters. I smell a rat, Donnie. How could they? Jackson Hinkle. What happened to no more neocons? Israel and Ukraine first, America last. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, no shit. Fucking, I told you. The left was not delusional. Trump's been in power already. We know exactly what he's like and what he's gonna do. And honestly, I don't know how much all of them are true believers, but if you profoundly believe that Donald Trump was going to effectively hurt billionaires, you're delusional. Just as you would be delusional as a liberal would be to say that, like, the Democratic Party is a working class party that looks to benefit the lower classes, the middle classes, and improve worker rights. You can point towards a lot of things they did that were much better for, say, unionization. That's certainly something, but it only goes so far, right? Like, you can get basically crumbs out of the Democrats, and you're basically continuously just, it's a game of inches, right? Donald Trump comes along and Donald Trump lowers the corporate tax rate from, what it existed, 25% to 20%. Then the Democrats come along and the Democrats come back into power and they're like, okay, we're going to try and fix this. No, we're not. Oh, okay. Well, we'll do other stuff then. Or they'll be like, okay, we are going to try and raise it again. It's going from 20% to 22%. And it's like, but it was 25 before. Yeah, but we don't want to disrupt business. We still have to allow companies to be able to operate. If we strangle them too much with high taxation, then they won't be able to hire as many people. Even though that's not like the way it works, right? Like, Facebook can lose billions and billions of dollars following Mark Zuckerberg's dreams of implementing a virtual reality world that no one likes. And that's not what affects them. That's not increasing, their stock price. Facebook can fire 10 to 15,000 of their employees, and suddenly the stock price goes like that. Why is that? Oh, because VC and big money suddenly realize, oh shit, okay, this is a safe bet. They're willing to trim the workforce. The MAGA working class liked Trump because he called out little Marco as being hated by the people in Florida for never showing up for work for the people and never finding a war he didn't like. Once again, Trump turns his back towards the people who voted for him in favor of the deep state Republicans who plotted against him. Pathetic! Fuck Zionist Mike Huckabee! Donald Trump has completely abandoned MAGA and filled his administration with Zionists and deep state warmongers. The guy's a grifter. He's just still grifting. Jesus. We are at war against the deep state. Total MAGA betrayal. Jackson Hinkle fights war against deep state ops in the Trump White House. No, you stupid orange sack of crap. Leave Cuba the fuck alone already. Trump said to elect Senator Marco Rubio to serve as Secretary of State, a historic appointment. Because they're not communists. Fucking idiots. No shit. I am, for one, surprised and shocked and astounded. The man who labeled a neoliberal capitalist administration such as Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as far left communists. They were calling them communists. He was posting AI fucking memes of her as a communist dictator. They were saying this is the worst communist dictatorship that has ever taken over. These filthy communists are trying to destroy our country. We hate communism. We hate communists. We hate communists. It turns out that they hate communists. Yeah. It's true. The people who said they hate communists hate communists. Total MAGA betrayal. These are Republicans. Doesn't matter if the Republicans take the shape of neocons. Doesn't matter if they take the shape as MAGA. They are the same. They are one and the same. They are still trying to do the same things. They are trying to increase wealth inequality. They are trying to concentrate wealth inequality into the hands of the very few. They are trying to increase the power of billionaires and corporate elites. The elites that you're always so scared about, that you're always like, oh my God, the elites, they're gonna, well, of course, this benefits the elites, because Donald Trump is an elite. Did you think he was a benevolent billionaire? Did you think he was a benevolent billionaire who was secretly a communist in waiting, who was going to come into power and drain the swamp and usher in this new age of MAGA communism? He's doing like exactly what he said he would do. Well, what a surprise. I for one am baffled. How does something like this happen? You know? I'm just like,
I'm losing my fucking mind.
Union organizer, lazy writer, off-balance Taoist. Trump doesn't have the balls. Oh, sorry, I got this probably. Trump doesn't have the balls to stand up to the Republican establishment. He's more afraid of them and has more respect for them than his own base. The only thing the establishment fears is if indebted MAGA workers united with indebted youth, including many students, if all. Now, you can call me a soy cock for telling people that you are picking your enemy. And in this election, you basically have to choose one of two things. You have to choose between the neoliberal capitalists in the form of, you know, the Harris-Walz ticket, and the neocon and neoliberal capitalists who are also hardcore, potentially fascists, in the form of the Trump administration. So that to me, if I had those two choices, and it's only going to be one of the two, I unfortunately do not get to pick a third option, as juicy and delicious as it looks and sounds. I know there are people who are pitching the idea that, hey, if you vote for me, I will end the war in Gaza. I am the choice. I am the vote. Vote Greens. Vote Jill Stein, and that's a vote to end the war. How? Because you cannot do that? There's no way that you will, like, oh, wait, they've disappeared, and they're gone. And they're gone. Hey, did you see Buck Ware apparently has now announced that he is going to be no longer using his social media account that he built up through the entirety of that campaign because he wants to run for the Senate. So he is now going to be leaving the Jill Stein Associated Green Party social media accounts that he had built up, and he's starting from scratch, and then that's going to be a thing. Jill Stein, I think, has tweeted 2 or 3 times personally since the election, otherwise radio silence from them. And like, I am all for trying to organize against the genocide of Palestinians because it's something I also do. I am participating in the fight against imperialism, in the fight against the genocide of Palestinians. And the democratic election, the United States, one I can't participate in as a Canadian, I have to witness. So if I advocate for something, it's mathematically, there's just going to be two options here. They both suck, they're both shit, and yes, they're both genocidal. There's two genocidal options. If you don't want to participate, I get it. I get it. But don't be deluded into thinking that I'm single-handedly ending a genocide by handing someone else a vote. Because that's a very cruel thing to do, to piggyback off an entire social movement that is genuinely concerning a lot of people. And if you look at this rationally, then yeah, there's going to be one of two people. And Donald Trump, as his cabinet that he has assembled has shown, is going to be infinitely worse. And now it's even scarier to me. It's even more horrifying and frightening, because now the very liberals that I thought, well, at least when Donald Trump was in power, a lot of liberals suddenly grew a conscience, suddenly grew morality, and they were suddenly calling out a lot of the horrifying things that the administration of the United States was doing. The separation of families at the border, the cruel and inhumane border policies and immigration policies of the United States, the warmongering and imperialism of the United States, and what Donald Trump was doing. When he was increasing drone strikes, suddenly all these libs were talking about it. When he was targeting Iran and assassinated an Iranian general, almost provoking a fucking war with that country, liberals were speaking out against it. And it was like, it was very nice to see. And I was like, thank fuck. And then as soon as Joe Biden comes into power, he does lower the amount of drone strikes internationally. He fucking made those numbers plummet. That was beautiful. He did withdraw from Afghanistan. I was like, this is a tangible, noticeable difference. The amount of American imperialism is going a little bit like that. He's still doing terrifying things in Somalia. It's not as if this whole system ended. He's not closing down military bases. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not delude ourselves. But I don't personally, in my own life, have the ability to suddenly disassemble the American war machine. So I get that there's a calculation to be made here. And then October 7th happens, and Genocide Joe shows his true face, shows his true colors. He suddenly reveals himself to the world, and it's like, I have no limits. There's no levels of horrifying atrocities that I'm not going to fund. It doesn't matter how many children starve or die or have to be blown to bits. Israel has the right to defend itself, and I'm going to be giving them every single bomb that they need to do that. And so yeah, Genocide Joe's got to go. The alternative was never Trump. Did you think that Trump was going to come into power and then suddenly be like, so I am actually anti-imperial and I hate the military-industrial complex, and I am now going to say that communism good, and we should have no unjust hierarchies. I want a moneyless, classless, stateless society. Before we get there, most likely we should give workers the means of production. So I'm implementing measures now so that every corporation in America that has a certain amount of employees has to give those employees ownership and voting power within their corporations in order to help income inequality in this country. That's what I've been promising, and so you will see it. No, the saddest thing about all this is that you just, again, feel powerless enough to watch the train wreck take place and sit there knowing that now things are going to get much worse for Palestinians. Things are going to get much worse for Cubans. Things are going to get much worse for Venezuelans. Because, yeah, the guy who actually tried to do a little coup in Venezuela under his power is now coming back into power, so good luck lifting those embargoes. But yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that the embargoes weren't getting lifted under Biden either way, because the Democrats suck as well, you know? But yeah, Matt Gaetz is the Attorney General. Enjoy Matt Gaetz as the fucking Attorney General. That sounds fucking lovely.
Hey, if you'd like to unlock secret bonus episodes as well as uncensored content, go to patreon.com/The Serfs. This show is produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Puppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Travis McClinton, Trincel, Words Greenwood, with additional support coming from all of these amazing human beings right here.